Okay, so today we're moving to fundamental analysis. We've talked about technical and technical. Then we're moving to fundamental analysis. After fundamental analysis, we're moving to sentimental analysis. So under the fundamental analysis today, I'm going to be taking margin calculator and integral market direction. Okay, we're here. As I was saying, what is fundamental analysis? We used technical analysis to what? To determine future movements of price with the use of what? Past events. But on fundamentals, we use economic events to determine what? To determine future movements of an asset. So we're using this application, investing.com. Just go to your Play Store, search for investing.com, then you see the application, then download it. When you first download the application, this week, let this thing load fast. When you download the application, you are going to see it's going to bring you to market first. After markets, so what we need is the economic event, but you can see here we have news, latest news, most popular cryptocurrency, any type of news, any type, coronavirus, any type of news you want. So you are going to get it there. Yeah, but that's not why we are here. You click on calendars. We want to get the economic events. So when you download the apps, you're going to see a lot of events like this, but you're going to press these three filter here. We only need the what high impact news. So you're going to unmark this and unmark this. Then you click back. So you are going to see the news with what high impact news. It's only the high impact we want because that's the one that moves the market crazy. So what we are going to be trading, we are going to be trading AUD, CAD, and NZD. AUD, CAD, and NZD. We're not trading USD and others. So your target is what? AUD, CAD, and what? NZD. I'm going to give you the lists of the events to trade under the AUD, CAD, and the NZD. So that takes us to what? Our integral market direction, to know the direction of the news. So now let's say we're having events on CAD. We have CAD core CPI MOM, this month after month, and CAD core retail sales month after month, August, September, and we're in October. So we are choosing the one for the previous month, which is CAD core CPI September. Yeah, you are going to be seeing stuff like this. So this is what we are using, but we don't have any data here now. On the norms, integral market direction, we're meant to use this graph here. The graph here, after we see an aggressive move up like 2 or 3 times, let me use something to mark it. Tools, brush. Yeah, an aggressive move up like this. 1, 2, I'm talking about the dots, 3. Then the event is what is going to be a sell. An aggressive move up, 1, 2, 3. The event is going to be a sell. Can you see? Aggressive move up, 1, 2, 3. Then what we have a sell. But now we have an aggressive move up, 1 and 2. So we're expecting this event to still be a buy. But now we don't have anything on the previous and we don't have anything on the forecasts. Integral market direction, let me use the previous one now to give you a nice example. Last week, yesterday, okay, let's still use this week. We should still see a good example. NZD, we have NZD CPI QOQ, that's quarterly. If you see YOY, it means yearly. Now you can see a crazy move down at least twice. 1, 2. Then we're expecting the event to be a buy because it's already at the last point of the graph. So we're expecting the event to be a buy. And also, mind you, where's my clear now? Yeah, mind you, don't also forget about the M and W pattern on this chart. So we can see a nice M here, up, down, up, then it was a sell. Can you see? So we also look out for what W patterns. But if you don't see W pattern, use the aggressive move up, aggressive move down. So we have an aggressive move down here, 1, 2, then it was a buy. giving us a buy. It tried to form a W, it went up. Can you see the levels? See, it looks simple, but you actually have to practice. This is integral market direction. So you are getting the market direction days before the event. Now, the second thing to watch out is what this previous and forecasts. If when they release the forecasts, the event is still when is the event now? The event is still July 15. So when it is July, sorry, we're in October. Sorry, the event is what this week, Thursday, by this should be 10:45. This is 10:45, yeah. Friday Thursday because the next day is Friday, so this is Thursday. Can you see? Thursday, 10:45 at night. They are going to release this thing should load. They are going to release the forecasts before the events, before the news events. But the actual is the current one, but the forecast is what they are expecting. So they are going to drop what they are expecting at this point before the news. What they drop the actual during the news, because that's the actual one they need for the events that they release during the events. But some people always use this one, actual forecast, this one's on top. This is wrong because we don't have the actual yet. It's only when the news is ongoing, that's when they are going to drop the actual. But before they drop the news, they're going to drop the forecast. So if the forecast is greater than the previous, it is going to be a buy. If the forecast is greater than the previous, it's going to be what? It's going to be a buy. If the previous is greater than the forecast, it's going to be what? A sell. It means if the forecast is lower than the previous, it's going to be what? It's going to be a sell. If the forecast is greater than the previous, it's going to be a buy. If the forecast is lower than the previous, or if the previous is higher than the forecast, it's going to be a sell. Okay. Now, most people blow the account because they use these ones. This is the one for the previous events. So that's why people blow accounts when they are using this actual is greater than forecast. No, we don't have the actual. Because actual is going to drop. Actual is going to drop during the events. You can see actual is what? 0.5. You can see the 0.5 that is here is the previous one that was the actual of one event before. The previous one was the what? Actual. Can you see? That's about integral market direction. You can get direction days before the event. You know the direction. But mind you, this is NZD. NZD does not follow this procedure because NZD is crazy. We use candlestick analysis for NZD, but let me go to CAD. NZD has a special strategy, but let me go to CAD. You use integral markets direction for CAD. Yeah, you can see the aggressive move down now 2 times. 1, 2. Then what we're expecting a buy. You see, we're expecting a buy. Now, the forecast is what? Is greater than the previous. Forecast is greater than the previous. We're expecting more buys. Can you see the levels now? Forecast is greater than the previous. And we have 2 aggressive move down. Where's my marker? Here. 1, 2. And it's on 0.0. So we're expecting what? A buy because the forecast is greater than previous. Okay. It was just an example. Don't forget AUD, CAD, and NZD. AUD, CAD, and NZD. Let me check for more. Okay, let's see AUD CPI. That's the Consumer Price Index. The one that is dropped quarterly. You can see crazy move down now. You can see this aggressive move down. You can see it's 1, 2, 3. Then it's already at the last point. So we're expecting what's a push up. Expecting that push that is to go up. And we're expecting the forecast when they drop the forecast on the day of the event, not during the event, a day before. What we are going to expect something in this forecast. If the forecast is greater than this previous, man, we are fucking good to go. Yeah, that's for the AUD and CAD. We are using this integral markets direction for AUD and CAD. For NZD, I'll drop it in the next video. And Now, when you are using these events now, what you should look out for are the currency pairs, the one that starts with AUD, maybe AUD CAD, AUD JPY, AUD USD, then GBP AUD, Euro AUD. When you are buying, now we are expecting what a buy on AUD. It means we are expecting buy on maybe AUD JPY, AUD USD, because AUD is the base and we're expecting more buys. AUD is greater, so we're expecting more buys on AUD. It means we are going to be selling Euro AUD, because when you are buying AUD card, it means you are buying AUD and selling card. But when you are now selling Euro AUD, it means you are selling Euro and buying AUD. You see the levels now. So indirectly or directly, you are still what? You are buying AUD, because you are, even though you are selling Euro AUD. So you are going to be buying AUD USD and selling Euro AUD. So indirectly, you are selling Euro and buying AUD. Okay, let me take for example now. If you are selling Bitcoin to your Bitcoin vendor or Bitcoin merchant, you know when you want to buy the Bitcoin, you say, "Guy Alpha, I want to buy Bitcoin." But what do? You transfer Naira to him and he gives you Bitcoin. You told him you want to buy Bitcoin, fine. But do you know that you just sold Naira to him? You sold Naira to us to buy Bitcoin. But your main aim was what? To buy Bitcoin. So you see the levels now. You are buying Bitcoin to sell Naira. So this one too is the same thing. When you are selling Euro AUD, you are selling Euro to buy AUD. And when you are buying AUD USD, you are buying AUD to what? To sell USD. Yeah, that is that about integral market direction. Forecast is greater than previous to buy. Previous is greater than forecasts to sell. And don't forget the aggressive move up and down. Aggressive move down, 1, 2, it's moved up a little. Aggressive move down, 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 it's moved up. Aggressive move 3 times down, it went up. See the levels. Now, for your margin calculation, you use this app. Can you see it? Forex calculators. Click on it. That is for margin calculation. It means you want to know the amount you are willing to risk on a particular lot size. When you open the app, you click on what? Margin. So let's say you are trading AUD. We saw AUD events and AUD events now. So this is AUD here, and we are using what? AUD JPY. AUD JPY. Yeah, AUD JPY. On fundamentals, you have to use leverage 1 to 1,000. Now let's say you are using lot size of 0.10. Then you click on calculate. Sorry, it's meant to be USD. We're using USD account. Using a USD account, currency pairs was AUD JPY for what? AUD events. Then lot size is 0.10. Leverage, don't forget, leverage is 1:1,000 because we're in fundamentals. Fundamental is the king of all. Is the king of all. When you're trading technicals and you're using support and resistance for fundamentals, they are not going to work because the fundamentals are very, very crazy. Now, this is the margin. 7.08 USD multiplied by 2. That's what? 14 USD. It means you are going to be, when you deposit 14 USD, the lot size you can use is what? 0.10. Let's say that you are using 0.10, that I don't have much. Let me see if I can use 0.10. It means you are what? Using 0.7 USD multiplied by 2. 0. Let's just say this one is 1. Approximately 1. It multiplies 2 USD. It means 0.01 for a $2 account. So this margin is just for what? For knowing the lot size. 0.05. Press calculate. You see 3.5 multiplied by 2, that's what? 7. So it means you are using 7 USD for 0.05 lot size. Yeah. This is just for calculation to know the risk you are taking and to know the amount you are risking. So next time we're going to be talking about entry and exits. And what's the other one? After entry and exits, then stopwatch timer. Yeah, stopwatch timer. So I've talked about margin calculation, integral market direction for AUD and CAD. It remains for NZD. NZD has a different strategy.